was on mute. But what's up, everybody? What's up, soccer fans? What's up, AFCON fans? We are now past the group stage, and it's been quite interesting and it's been quite fun. So, what we're going to do in today's episode is we're going to one talk about the group stage and all of the games, the goals, and everything else, and then after that, we'll of course talk about the best 11 that was decided not long ago. I know there's a lot of questions about it, but we're just going to discuss it, and then after that, we're going to go to the meat of all, which is talking predictions, who's going to win it, who's going to do what. And as always, if you guys have been following as well, you know that I am trying to get to 2,500 subscribers in YouTube. So go ahead and like, subscribe, smash the notification button, the follow, so that we can reach that before the AFCON final, which will be Senegal and Morocco. But that's a whole other discussion. But with that said, we have another guest that's going to come in, maybe stir the pot a little bit, or I don't know. He has some very hot takes, but he's dying in here as well. So, but I think what we're going to do is, since he wants to start in a little bit of trouble, we're going to add our good friend African FC. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all. What do you mean I have takes? It's a Friday evening, sir. Everything is cool, calm, and collected. There are no takes here.
Yeah.
I simply make observations, and
Uh,
some find them.
did we lose Afi? Did we lose Akwasi?
Oh, let me change that up.
Oh, I can see you. Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm just trying to switch the.
Yeah, looks like we may have lost Akwasi. He was having a little connection issues, so we think he probably will be coming back. But yes, and pretty much just like the introductions, today's the fun part. We've gone through the entire group stage. There's been interesting games so far, but before we start, I gotta say there's two flags behind, and for those of the people that have not been following us, so the first one that's right behind you, who are you repping?
Oh, Cameroon, man.
Wow, you just see Cameroon, man, like everybody knows.
Yeah.
All right, so you still have a little stake into that game. All right, and before we go crazy, so how you feeling about Chelsea sacking their coach first thing in the new year? No comments. Hey, I'm in the same boat, so I'm going to keep it as well. You see the flag, right? The scarf right there. So
Yeah. I'm just saying, man. Clown show.
uh, you know what? I will take that. But the good thing is we still have AFCON running, so it will kind of take some of the madness away from the madness of soccer. So before we get into the knockout stage, how are you feeling about the overall group stages at this moment?
What the group stages have been amazing. Got to see some surprises. I mean, Tanzania gets in the knockouts without a single win. This stuff you can't write that in other competitions.
No, you cannot. But it was, what is this guy now doing in here as well? I, I cannot hear you.
I'm here. I
I
think
can hear you now. But the
yeah.
funny thing is, it then kicked someone else out.
Oh yeah, I'm
But I don't
realizing
know.
that. Okay, so this is
But
gonna
that's
be
the fun. That's the fun
Afcon.
part.
Afcon.
It's Yes, it's Afcon to say the least.
Hmm. Okay.
But now the biggest question remains: Since I was also asking him, which country he's repping.
Oh,
Man,
what happened?
what is going on? Looks like we're playing tag of war.
Yeah, with the bandwidth. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, Tanzania. Yeah. I mean,
Are you guys
Tanzania
having
gets in
bad
with no
bandwidth or
wins.
something?
Yeah, I guess. Also, I gotta say, God, Gabon, man. I told you, man, they can't escape the fraud allegations.
Uh, you're trying to get me in trouble now.
But look what happened. Didn't got it.
But I didn't have these guys to do well to begin with.
I didn't have him either, but the federation's gone.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's welcome to Africa, the quote, when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
that part.
Well,
And I think the other one as well that's going to be quite interesting for Gabon itself is how FIFA is going to respond to everything else, right? So it's almost one of those things where I don't remember in all my years of playing, watching soccer, where after you get kicked out, the entire federation is like, everybody's out. And you call out um, your best players as well. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work out, but one thing for certain is that it's going to be interesting. And no, Afghan, you need to come back because we need to hear your hot takes. So that's try. He's not going to get out of
yeah,
staying in the chat.
yeah. Get yourself in here, my guy.
Yes, yeah. You're not going to use the connectivity issues to get out of this. But and I think the biggest question as well now is how is everything going to showcase for that group of players? And are they going to get paid a la everybody else?
Well, what will happen is, I think ultimately is when you get to one federation deciding to do one thing or the other. Welcome to the multiverse. We're switching spots. This is funky, but whatever. I think ultimately
It is weird as heck, but
it
that's a
is.
whole nother discussion.
I think you have to look at what's going on in terms of federational control. And so, because we've seen FIFA make decisions on suspending federations once a government gets involved with it.
Right.
If the federation is just going to say, "Hey, we don't want these players," hey, Aubameyang was already leaving because of the injury, and they were eliminated. So it really does feel. Well, look, regardless, it feels like I'm firing you. No, I quit. No, I fired you. No, I quit.
Yeah.
It feels like it's that type of a situation, but it's like I was saying in the chat. If Oba hits the net on any of his chances versus Mozambique, it's a different conversation. But he doesn't, and so they lose 3-2, and then you go on to the final game, and it's interesting. Like we were talking about in our group chat, Oba is the headliner, right? Even everyone's like, well, Dennis Bouanga was there. Too. No, 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 no. Oba's the headliner of the news because that's what's going to get headlines,
And
and that's
because he's the internationally known to
right.
that level,
Yeah,
Arsenal level, that's why he's
yeah.
people are
With all
saying that.
due respect to Saint Etienne is an Arsenal. With all due
No,
respect,
no, no.
with all due
Well,
respect.
you see where they are, so
Mhm.
there's no disrespect on any of that.
But there is always going to be something like that happens.
Yeah,
The question is, does the federation simply look at it from a standpoint of it's the players that didn't perform, that's what the problem is? Because
yeah.
I can understand if you're a Gabon fan and you're looking at how they perform in World Cup qualifiers, where realistically, if they got the penalty that could have been called for them against Nigeria.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy.
I don't know what I, I don't know what you guys are doing playing tug of war But
Yeah, I mean, I think from the looks of it, I think I'm logged into his account, or
it seems like it. So what? So if did you log into that account that I just put in?
the link that was in the link that was on the
Yes.
message on the group chat.
Yeah. So here, give me 1 second, and this is the beauty of going live. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just put there's that new link that I just sent you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and use that one.
All right, let me get off this then.
All right. The beauty of technology. So yes, we were using a different same link, but that's what's happened. So let's give this guy's just a few seconds to join us, and then after that we'll kick right back. All right, there. Yes,
So
and now
now,
you are on there. So now, Quancy, you cannot hide, and yes, you are famous. It's just you were too famous, and your link went all over the internet, and now you got DDoS, like we say in the world of technology. Hey, that's what happens when you're live, right?
yeah, I
And
know.
we're talking about AFCON madness, so it looks like the gods were saying, you know what? Stop talking smack about Mama Africa. Let's get on with, I guess, the group stages. But yeah, so just pretty much to close out the whole Gabon thing, I saw that they also have a brand new minister of sports.
Hmm.
So poor guy, sounds like he has a lot of work to figure out now of what is all that madness that comes into that.
Mhm.
So wait a minute. So if the federation is suspended, right?
Yeah.
What? How would that affect the local leagues as well over there in Gabon,
Yes
or is it
and
going to
no.
run as usual?
Yes and no. So for context, go back to the 2010 World Cup, Africa's World Cup, and
Yeah.
every African team doesn't perform well, save for Ghana. Not saying it that way because I'm Ghanaian. It happens. Um, and then the Nigerian president at the time says we're sacking everyone, and then FIFA's like that's government interference, so you guys are suspended. We kicked them out. No, we suspended you. We quit. No, you're fired. No, we quit. And then in a year, they're like, see, no, we just want to do the thing. Nothing's happening, and we go. So it won't affect the local leagues too much, depending on what happens with the federation here. I think if and when FIFA makes that decision, the federation will typically acquiesce. That's what we typically see. And so, minus the wrist ringing and the yelling from afar, I think within 9 to 12 months, everything will be back to normal, and that we'll be back in it is. So that's why I went in the group chat once I saw that. I'm like, and here comes FIFA to suspend them because government interference, like
Yeah,
clockwork.
but I think FIFA has other problems they have to worry about because there's plenty of interference in other places that I guess we won't name. But
What?
Yeah,
What?
they like what's it called? They just banned Cote d'Ivoire and
and
Senegal from coming to the United States.
and many others. Well, I think Senegal has they have certain restrictions, but then I think it's like what 31 African countries.
Yeah.
I You know what, Quincy? Sounds like you will have a lot of African teams that's going to be playing in Canada.
Listen,
If if things keeps
I'm
going, you'll be lucky.
I'm not mad about that. I'm mad
Yes.
about their policies, but I'm not mad about seeing more African teams. So
And if you think about it too, as everybody's been talking on the AFCON, what is the number one thing that everybody's talking about these days when it comes to the AFCON? The atmosphere, the fans that are coming there, the people that are having fun. The atmosphere of the AFCON is like almost number one, and then the game is coming second.
yeah.
Think about what they're planning on taking away from coming into this country to show what actual soccer is normally. So
Mm.
yeah, so it looks like it's one of those things where sports beats politics again, and unfortunately, we're trying to get away from that for 90 minutes, but it keeps on creeping up right back to where
Now,
we find ourselves.
now I wouldn't say the fans. I'm just gonna say culture because
Mm.
you forgot about the tunnel, the tunnel walkthroughs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, hey,
there's no other continent that does it.
Yeah,
we need our standardized, sterilized American sports fair here, and we're gonna get it one way or the other, says Infantino and Trump, the bromance of 2026 apparently. But yeah, it's always going to be interesting to a quick segue. It'll be interesting to see how they Americanize the sport so much for the local viewer, even though everyone's like, we know what this is. We don't need to make this simpler.
All it
But
has. Remember the water breaks that's supposed to be too hot, and
I
then people are
dude, like
saying,
we're gonna
you
have
know,
like
those water
three.
breaks are going to turn into commercial breaks.
listen,
I
I'm
think it's gonna
enjoying
be like
African
three.
football. Leave me alone.
I think
I'm
we're gonna
enjoying
have
African.
like. I think we're gonna have like 2 to 4 water breaks
Yeah,
a game.
yeah, two water, almost as if you can break it into quarters, and then
that
Yeah,
that
I look forward to the sideline reporter to come down and have a quick interview with the manager of. Yeah, can you see it? Can you taste it? Can you
oh,
feel it?
I think they've been doing it a little bit. I think was it the Club World Cup or that's the sport where I think the players were going in the tunnel. Oh, I think it's indoor soccer, in MSL here. As the players are going into the locker room to talk, they have like a minute talk with the coach. So that'd be quite interesting.
I
It's
mean, I know they're trying. They've been trying to make a. They're trying to make. They were trying to make it a thing in the Premier League, but I was like, mm,
the
mm.
it won't like the Premier League is such a staple. It would be like, yeah, they wouldn't, they're not for it. But then it also just turns into, again, making it more standard. So it's like, oh, we no, I'm not going to go on this tangent. We're talking about African football and had a good time. Okay.
Hey, so I'm gonna answer your question, son. Because Gabon lost 3 games in a row. They got no points in the they have no points in the competition. Quite literally, Dinda Bwanga didn't even score at all. Only Bummy scored like 1 goal. That's it, and that's what led to
Yes.
the Gabonese government to completely cancel the federation. They came in and said, "We don't want this embarrassment anymore. Just cancel, shut down everything."
Hey, Bolga scored against was it Cameroon? Was it the last game?
Yeah, last game.
No,
Yeah,
no,
No, he
no,
didn't score
no,
against
not Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire.
the last game. Last game.
Yes, his
Cote
last
d'Ivoire,
game
yeah.
he scored.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yes, yeah, the whole shamble of going 2-0 up and then losing 3-2, but uh, that's a whole that. But the funny thing is that Gabon actually was playing much better
They were.
because now Blanc actually had more freedom to play because he was now the playmaker. So I think it was one of those things where they were playing for pride, but then Cote d'Ivoire is like, no, we're playing for pride too, and we're going to the next round. So let's me show you what we have. And
I don't think, but like I don't think Gabon played poorly. They just had bad results. To me, like yes, you can argue, are you holding, is Aubameyang going to help the team at age 36 the next cycle? Probably not. But again, like while we were playing multiverse tag and like tag team through, like he against Mozambique, he has about 5 chances that if he just puts them on target, maybe it's a different conversation, but it doesn't happen that way. And
yeah,
so,
finish.
like, some teams were just snake bitten that way, right? Like, I think of like a Ghana during their AFCON qualifiers. Were they poor? Yes. They were also terrible at finishing. Like, I watch Inaki Williams have him in a third of the goal and the goalie on the other side. The goalie made the save. How? It bounced off his thigh, then his knee, and then he tried to strike it and it went off his shin, and the goalie got it. And you're just like, at that point, you're just laughing because it's just that comical. And so
When
you
it's
can't do
bad, it's
anything.
bad.
Exactly.
It's
Right? You can't.
luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, sometimes what soccer is what 95% luck. So You know, it is. And
Yep.
but in what fashion is that actually we didn't have any craziness happening during AFCON. We had to had something to go crazy in the group stage, and I think that was pretty much the what we all talk about while we have a little break.
All right, all right.
So, but yeah, so I think, but other than the Gabon fiasco, we'll say, was there any final thing that kind of, and I saw what you're drinking.
Oh yeah, yeah, well, yeah. It's we're in canon here.
What
Okay.
in,
If you watched it, you know exactly why I'm drinking this. If you
yes.
watched Star of My Life, you know exactly why I'm drinking this. Okay.
Ho-
Redemption.
we know someone watching you. He showed us the lollipop too, so I think he'll be proud of you to have it a live drink. Yes. So I didn't. So one last thing before we get to the group stage, was there anything else that kind of jumped into, you know, your mind for the group stage, good or bad?
Sudan. Sudan.
Okay.
Yeah. For them, I mean, they really had nothing to lose, and how they're able, of course, what's going on with their situation. Like, none of the players were able to play in Sudan due to the civil war that's happening there, and they were able to just, fight through, and they were able to get themselves into knockouts with through the third place finish. I'm very happy for them, even though they're going to be playing an uphill battle against Senegal. But for tomorrow, we'll all cheer for Senegal tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, and I think there's one.
Oh, come on,
Someone
man.
that to say, but there's also one interesting fact too about Sudan is that they went through with a own goal from the other team. So
True. And
so
and like,
they were gifted a goal.
look, the
Yeah.
double bounce goal came. I said, like I said, on paper, Equatorial Guinea was supposed to win that, but this is AFCON. Now, was it 3-1? No, but I got my one, and I got my double bounce goal. And so,
And then,
respect the predictions. No, but like,
Hey,
if you watch Sudan during qualifiers, that's how they played. Not the double bounce own goals, but they were solid defensively. And then when they were really buzzing, then it was just like, oh, it could be two, it could be three. That's what they did to Ghana. That's what they did to other sides. So I'm not really. I know Sudan is a surprise for you, but for me, Sudan wasn't too much of a surprise, just in the sense that they would get results like that. And so for me, watching them do that, I was like, yes, I saw them do it with all due respect to Equatorial Guinea. I saw them do it to Ghana. Yes, a floundering Ghana team, but a Ghana team nonetheless. So if you can
yeah.
do that to Ghana, Equatorial Guinea, that's not as much of a surprise. I think if there's one thing that stood out to me, it was nice to see the favorites, the big names, for the most part, perform to standard,
Yeah.
right?
yes.
There was no, oh, which Nigeria are we gonna get? The apologies out there, Super Eagles fans, it's out there. Go enjoy it. There was no.
Man, you're not apologizing. I know you lying.
It's there. I explained my logic.
No,
It,
you were stepping on her grave when they didn't qualify. All right.
Oh, wow. He kept
stepping,
receipts. He kept
sir.
receipts.
Sir, I don't step on graves. I simply keep a shovel on my right and, a leveler on my left, just so that when we bury it, there could be no doubts. But I digress.
But he kept receipts for a long time. Look at that.
No, but like you see Algeria not get grouped like they did 2 years ago.
Oh
You
yeah.
see Morocco, hey, they're the host. They gave their fans a show. Senegal, DR Congo, both of them performing well.
That was probably one of the best games in the group stage.
It was one of the better ones as well. Right? You see Cameroon looking good. Cote d'Ivoire, not as convincing, but hey, they topped their group. So it's like, yep,
Mm.
champions are still there. The big names that you expected to do something, they have performed so far, which gives us now great matchups in this round of 16. And that, I think, is a good thing. But and then equally, there weren't really bad games. There's maybe one bad game in a group stage. all respect everyone from Comoros and Zambia, but I suffered through that for 2 hours with the family, and we by the end of it, we cheered five passes as if it was a goal. Okay, it was terrible to watch, but outside of that game, everything else, every other game was enjoyable.
I mean, honestly, for real, because I was just watching another, shout out to Deadball
Yeah,
TV covering the AFCON, and obviously, one guy said you could make an argument that at least 10 out of those 16 teams can win the AFCON. That's
agreed.
why, yeah, exactly. That's why when like earlier today, my friend TK, I was talking to him. He's like, "Hey, you want to do like a bracket for the round of 16?" I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, is there? You can't." I told him like, if I make the bracket now, in like 48 hours, it's gonna be null and void because
Yes.
quite literally all the teams there are playing such high levels that you can make an argument for any of them to win AFCON. I mean, Senegal, they have a great front three. They have a great front three that can play in many teams. They can win. Ivory Coast can pull off some another
Hmm.
I don't know, another run or whatsoever. Nigeria is still out there. Egypt can do some magic.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much the beauty of that. And I think before we get to the group stage, right? And there's been a lot of questions recently too, where, trying to compare it to the Euro and says, would you think that if, kind of put a few European teams, would they be clear favorite to win the AFCON? And a lot of those discussions were like, not really, because you can count like the top five, six, and they're almost predictable to run through those teams. Versus if you were to take like the 6, 7 of AFCON, they will give a hard run to those teams that, at the
Hmm.
top 10 ish. So,
No, yeah,
do you guys
and
disagree on that before we move on?
I think AFCON is such a high variance tournament, right?
Hmm.
Everything is a factor. Whoever's hosting is a factor because your pitches aren't going to be the same, right? The players that you have are going to be. I think it's so high variance that because even dead. Well, Jack had this conversation like the Concacaf team win AFCON, and
Yeah.
could they win it? I think every once in a while.
So you saw that. So you saw
Yeah,
that video too.
I did see it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I've been
yeah,
slacking. I know. I know.
yeah.
Yeah, but like and like the reality with AFCON is it's so high variance, but also the quality of team. It's because it's so high variance. It could a Concacaf team win it? Maybe every once in a while, sure. In the same way that Zambia won one, like Zambia won one, and no one was counting on that, right? Cote d'Ivoire won it last time, and it's not as if we were like, oh, Cote d'Ivoire are on a bender. No, they were slapped around the pitch by Equatorial Guinea 4-0. Okay, but we all like to forget that it happened. And Emilio Ensu was scoring bangers on them. Okay, and then Cote d'Ivoire makes it third place, and then they suffer ball their way to the final, and then they win it there. So you're
Hey,
telling me
do,
that
do not forget. Do not forget. They were mathematically
I know.
eliminated.
I am aware. I know why
Yeah.
they weren't half that. Yeah. And then Richard Ofori thought that he has to hit the ball out for a goal, right? Not save it.
What? I remember. I remember
Oh,
that.
And
The
yeah.
freaking.
and then he decided to look at his defenders like, where was the defense? I don't know, Richard. Maybe if you didn't pat the ball out. The thing was, no, we're talking about this real quick. It's how
Oh,
he
he's like,
it's how he looked. He touched it, and then he feigned like a child who touched the stove, and his mother saw him, and he was like, "I didn't do it." It's like, sir, we saw the trajectory of the ball change. Just go defend. Go
But
goalkeeping.
the Nigerian commentator was like, he thinks he's trying to play like he's Maradona. I'm like, no. It's like,
there's too many cameras for that, homie. There's
I
way too many
know,
cameras.
right?
Yes.
That
You're
is.
welcome, French Ghana. But like, all joking aside, but I think the quality of players and the thing that when we start looking at the group stage here, the elite, there are solid teams here, right? A
Yeah.
South Africa's a solid team. Um,
Completely. That.
but then when you compare them to say an Egypt, Egypt's also solid. But when your class players show up, that puts you just above. A Marmouche A Salah, players like that will elevate a solid team to a higher level. And that's the thing that Africa has across the board, right? When you get to the elite teams in Africa, they all you got a couple names that you say, okay, yeah, but everyone else, sure, level. But at that level, to that next elite level, if you want to bring the CONCACAF conversation, the best players in CONCACAF aren't consistently at the same level as the best African players. And so even if you say that they're equal, you who's more consistent for them in big games, right? Is it Salah and Marmoush, or is it pick a CONCACAF country and pick the things? I'm not picking a country because Mo, I'm trying to have a peaceful 2026.
I mean, when it comes to me, when it comes to a consistent player in Concacaf, the only player I can think of is Alfonso, man, Alfonso Davies.
But like even look at Alfonso Davies. Alfonso Davies is a left back, right? And
Yeah,
me putting my Canadian hat on, he's a left back. The best comparison to him would be what? Hakimi, who's a right back. But
No,
but no, but listen,
no,
Hakimi is
yes,
the best right back in the world.
yes,
I'm no hesitation, no
no,
qualms. Davies just got back from injury, and Davies has to play that consistently to be at that level, right?
yeah,
And so that's where I think the difference with an AFCON versus a Gold Cup, which is when the top players are performing, they elevate everyone so much higher. And that's what the difference is in these competitions. That's what makes them better. And that's what it's so difficult because you can have a like Senegal when they won it a few years back. I mean, you look at the team pound for pound, bar for bar, you'd say, no, this is not just the best team in Africa. This is one of the best teams in the world, right?
yeah. And if you think about it, the team that won it last time, if you compare it to the team now, this team is more stacked than the
hmm
year when they won it. Because now we're talking the best of their starters in
Mm,
the world champ, the club world champ, the
mhm,
all time. Like I mean, so not to brag too much about Senegal, but that's what I'm
Oh,
saying. I think the African countries now, if you look at them, they at least have three, maybe five players that are either starters or big names in their clubs. No questions asked.
period.
Yes.
yeah,
And
definitely.
yes. And I think the nice thing before we jump, I think I keep on saying before we jump, but I think one of our counterparts with Rio Ferdinand, I think he made a great thing. I think he might get some flack a little bit, but he was like, at the rate that the African soccer is have so many good, some of the best players in the world, maybe it's time for Europe and the rest of the world to maybe stop their leagues, just like they do for the Euros and others for AFCON to happen, because maybe that will stop the complaining about us losing our best players, right? So if your best European players have to leave for the Euros and then we have a break, so how about the best African players when they have to leave? You have a break.
Well, I
So I
mean,
think,
then you have to move the Club World Cup for that
well, guess what?
Yeah, I know, right? Shit.
But hey, guess where they're thinking about pushing the Club World Cup to?
to Morocco. Yeah.
So,
Why can't you be like Morocco? Morocco might host the
hey,
Club
you know
World Cup.
what? They're going to do the World Cup
Whatever.
and then they go do everything. So why not? Hey, some
Hey,
people were complaining about countries not utilizing stadiums properly after each World Cup. This is
mm,
the perfect way to do it. AFCON, bam. World Cup, bam. Club World Cup, bam.
Uh,
Stadium being
hey,
used.
let's get to these groups. I got questions. I got Senegal questions for you.
You
You
got
ready?
questions? But guess what? So yes, African soccer is coming to place. You know, African such a Canadian, they say they're nice, but he just rushed us to the group stage. So, but no comments.
I
So
was polite. It was polite. Okay,
that's
so
it.
no, this is the knockout stage. As you're getting that going, I when I
Yeah,
did my recap. Oh, by the way, JD says hi. He has many things to talk to you about African football and apparently now Dutch football and all the footballs. So yeah, you're gonna find yourself on my channel for a lively discussion. But I have a single question for you, Sadio Mane. Wh- I'll give you my point. You argue however you want. Sadio Mane is a legend in Senegalese football. No one will deny that. He helped elevate it further than what Cisse and that crew did. No one will ever deny that.
Yeah.
At points, he was one of the best players in the world. No one will deny that. At this day and age, in his current form, should he be going 60 to 70 minutes for the national team every game?
Technically, he shouldn't, especially of his, age. But what we've seen for those of us that have watched the entire games for those 3 games, he was clutch in the 65th to 80th minute. He was clutch. That's where he scored and had those crazy runs. So that's where people started to say, well, he should be playing less. But if he's having those world class performance between 65 and 90, who are we to say that he shouldn't?
I like that you said that. And if he has them between 65 and 90, shouldn't he just be playing from 65 to 90?
But then that means your conditioning will not be the same when you come in cold at this 65 versus you being warmed the whole time. But I think one thing also is that he's the kind of players as well that he almost, have the comfort to be able to dictate when he's not feeling the greatest.
Yeah.
And then I think it also shows the younger players when they coming in that they're able to kind of take some of that pressure from him so he can play more freely. Because if you watch some of those highlights that he's been having recently, he freaking looks like he's a 27-year-old
I
with
know,
some of those
right?
moves.
Class is class. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I
Class
And I
is.
mean,
think why he's the lead scorer now in assists in AFCON.
Mhm.
So I think it's one of those things where your grades is like technically based on numbers. You're supposed to play an X amount of numbers. But then when they go and say, hey, no, I get this, you typically go say, okay, just.
I
And,
mean, sure. I haven't seen Mane play since he. I haven't seen Mane play since he left Bayern Munich to go to Saudi Arabia. To see him play again during the group stages, it was like, man, this guy can. Yeah, this guy can play. Can go back and play for Liverpool
yeah.
for a
I don't know
little
what they
bit.
have in the water. If you think about it, even Colo Conte left Chelsea. They thought he was done.
Don't
Goes to Saudi
don't
Arabia,
get
and then
me.
bam, he's in the French national team again, and then he has a great performance. So we don't know. Maybe
Uh,
there's something in the water there.
Hey, that hot conditioning, you can play anywhere.
Yeah.
That desert
man.
conditioning gets you ready everywhere. No, I find it. It's an interesting conversation because I look at him, and though his performances have been well, there's something you said which I do agree with earlier, which is the team that won AFCON 4 years back compared
Yes.
to
Yeah.
like
Two
this
cycle.
year. This is a younger, more energetic team, and whenever I see a team that's built like that, my mentality is always let the kids get a run, and if it's not working well, you still have the veteran, the the steady hand of a Sadio Mane you can bring off at 45 and say, no, let's calm down, let's play it this way, or hey, we need to bring up the pressure. I think that is invaluable because you have to give some of these players, because at some point he's going to be gone, and then you don't want to be in a situation where it's just okay, now who's at left wing versus saying we're just going to give it to this kid. I like the idea of hey, you have him there. If it's not going well, you have a veteran who has seen it all. So worst case scenario, halftime, it's not going well. It's okay. Sit down. This is how you want to play this type of a game. Go in and like that.
You,
But I think for one of
yeah,
the gameplay that they want is not to start slow though. They
Hmm.
want to go and hit them hard. And if you
yeah.
look
Agree.
at the bench, it's all youthful and they're almost all starters in their own
Hmm.
clubs. So it's like if you're starting to see towards the end of each of those games, that's where they start to be more fluid because those younger players are now coming in to kind of bring more energy versus you going high and then going low with the older player. So
So
just think about it.
so
There's starters on the bench.
Yeah.
so I remember last AFCON, it was the first for Senegal. It was the first time Nicholas Jackson gets called up
Yeah.
to the AFCON down when they're in Cote d'Ivoire, but he didn't really play much because he was still like a young player developing. So when I saw him, he was playing up top with Sadio Mane, and also I forgot the other guys, the other player's name, the winger. I think the winger, the other winger. I was
Jang.
so happy. Huh?
The Everton
And
guy, Jang.
Yeah, he played for
Gay?
Everton.
Oh,
Yeah, Everton. Yeah,
did
yeah,
I
yeah,
say gay? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Getting to see Jackson do his thing up there just made me very excited because the guy was just because I know his potential, what he's capable of. It's just people just don't want to. The people, Chelsea was just impatient
Mhm.
with what he impatient with him and everything. And I'm glad that and I'm telling my Chelsea fan, I'm like, hey, go see Nicholas Jackson at the AFCON. He's playing a lot better than what we remember him seeing doing.
He just need to stop missing. That's why he lost his
Yeah,
spot
I
in
know,
the last
right?
one. But
Yeah,
but
but
yes.
hey, but I mean he's missing, but look who we have on top right now.
Mm. Well, he's also injured, but yeah, that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about a little bit of the group stage, right?
Mhm.
So the first one we have, and I think I know I have my switched up, but Mali and um,
Morocco and then
oh,
Zambia and
oh,
Comoros. Yeah.
yes. Oh, for the other side,
Mhm.
I think are we going left to right, left to right?
Eh. Are we talking groups? Or are we just talking the knockout stage?
Just the
Yeah.
knockout stage. You should be
Okay,
able to
perfect.
correct
Okay,
me,
yeah.
right?
Okay, so Mali,
Yeah.
Tunisia. Yeah, Mali, Tunisia.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So who? What is your predictions? Who has this one? You know what? We're going to go in order since I'm the host. I won't answer. So you're next.
I'm trying to remember what I predicted on my video, so I don't want to give like
Oh, oh,
I don't want to cover my bases with picks and be like pick the other side. Be like I was right somewhere, but like I think
no. Whatever you said is what you have to keep.
I know I don't listen. ADHD is real. I don't remember what I said yesterday. Um, but here's the thing. I think based the Mali versus Comoro, I mean the Morocco game was an interesting test in terms of if they can duplicate that type of pressure on Tunisia, I think they come out on top. Just
Okay.
because Tunisia, yes, are far better in terms of the sit back and the counter side, but I do think if Mali can pressure them, take away the space, and then go up a goal, I think they are built to beat Tunisia. Tunisia, however, I mean, if there's a team that knows how to defend, get a goal, and then dash out from the game, it's them. So right now, I'm going to go with Mali,
Okay.
and then you know what? I'm going to play my video. It's in my background just to make sure I have everything right. But I'm going with Mali right now. That's my selection.
You know I'm not going to
So
answer.
my so I will agree with African with my Ghanaian brother here, Afrikaans.
Oh, he
I
said.
can see Mali. I can agree that I can't see Mali get over Tunisia. I mean Tunisia was in the same group as Nigeria, but they just could not keep it. They just had a tough time keeping Tanzania and Uganda at bay over there compared to how Mali was against Comoros and Zimbabwe. hmm
All right.
I mean,
Yeah, I have
I'm
Mali
just going
too.
to the group. Yeah.
So I guess we're in agreement. Um,
hmm
so who's next? Senegal against Sudan.
Listen, Mo, I'm going to talk to you specifically here. If they don't If they do not beat Sudan, okay, I am going to be so obnoxious in that group chat. Do I think it'll happen? No. No, there's too much talent on Senegal's
You're
bench.
gonna need.
There's too much talent on Senegal's bench. Be that as it may, this is AFCON. And, Nicholas Jackson hasn't had that game where he hits every post yet. And so that is a possibility. But no, I'm going Senegal to win this. Um,
Okay.
I won't say comfortably because whenever I say comfortably, it ends into a 1-0 struggle ball. So they win this.
I believe Senegal is gonna prevail too. I'm very sorry for Sudan, but Senegal is just way too much quality in that team to not lose this game.
Mm.
Yeah. Now, just like I tell my players, there's no if, it's always when. So I'll say Senegal will win. But if that ever happens, trust me, there's no more wash alone, and you won't hear me into the World Cup. So
Oh, no, 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 no. You'll be coming.
I
You'll be
Ooh.
will.
coming.
That shovel
Hey,
you
but
were
I-
talking
but
about?
I'll see you. But I'll see you in Charlotte in May, right?
I, I'll, I will take that shovel and start digging as far as I can and hide and not be hurt again until
Eh,
they win the game. So that's
it-
that's
that-
if, but I
no,
never.
listen, Mo. Listen. The What Went Wrong AFCON 2025 Senegal video, the title is ready. I don't want it to be this soon. None
Oh,
of us do. Okay?
Did
None
you
of
know
us
what?
want it soon.
If that
you
happens, there will be a lot of discussions. There will be. If you think Gabon was bad, just what happens. We'll see what happens if that
yo,
happens.
this black star got the caterpillar on standby.
Well, he's watching from outside, so
Yeah,
Hey, I'm just a fan here. I have no pressure here. I'm just a fan.
yeah.
I'm
He
gonna have to
just
find. I'm gonna have to find that tweet when after they released the leak jersey, somebody posted, "Oh, Ghana has decided to join the AFCON 2025 and use their official new kit." I need
oh,
to send you that one. That
oh,
was the
Well,
best one ever.
I
oh
can
my
take it.
goodness.
I can take it. That's a fair
Yeah,
shot.
sorry I had to go that way, but
It's okay. It's okay.
you had the catapult, and I was ready to respond to it.
I respect you for that. All right.
Yes,
Next matchup. That's Egypt versus.
been
I mean, Salah with a brace, Marmouche with a brace. Pick someone with a brace, and they'll get. Look, Benin will give them much. I think this is going to be. If there's a low key possibility, I again, my agenda is I need Morocco to win so Hakimi can win the Ballon d'Or. I've never pushed that,
yeah. Why?
but
Why you had to
the
do
the,
this?
the secondary the secondary agenda is I need Mo Salah to win AFCON for Carragher reasons, for
Oh,
simply Carragher
um,
reasons, and that is and the joy. And so, look, Egypt haven't looked. I think Egypt and Cote d'Ivoire have topped their groups, but they haven't looked very convincing.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of the game of the round of 16, which is on the other side of the bracket, I think these next two games are games where they aren't playing well enough for you to be fully confident in them. And so, could I see a Benin beat Egypt? I could. Am I going to select it? No, because Omar Marmouche, Ottawa's own Omar Marmouche, will continue to play well. You better, you better play well. Um,
Oh, shout
so I'm
shout
gonna
to
go.
Ottawa.
I'm gonna go to Egypt in penalties. I think it goes.
Ooh, the first penalty shootout of the competition.
Mhm.
That's a bold prediction right there, my
yeah,
friend.
yeah. I don't like the fact that you had to say Salah had to win it for those two specific
People that
one
we don't like.
specific reason for
Yeah.
Gallagher, and then the other one for Hakimi to win Ballon d'Or. That breaks my heart to say it, but yeah, no.
Yeah, but
Somehow,
here's a serious question though.
Mm.
uh,
Will the French count Hakimi winning the AFCON be part of the Ballon d'Or because they don't because remember this the European media doesn't count the AFCON as a big tournament.
yeah, but he's French. He's in the French capital.
So
He's technically French.
for it, and again, I
Yeah,
do agree with what you're saying, but that's why for it to work, Morocco has to at least reach the finals of AFCON. Hakimi needs to have a deep run in the Champions League, and then Morocco also need a deep run in the World Cup, and that's probably the only chance that he has to finish top two or top three. Because realistically, the second Lamine Yamal scores any goal anywhere, they're dying to give it to him. They are just dying. And hey, he's got a lot of people to watch the sport again, but they are dying to give him that award.
yeah.
And so
That
Morocco has to
no,
put
that
it.
would be
His heart's going to break because then Dembele is going to have an exceptional World Cup as well, and then
Who?
he's going to just gobble up
yeah,
everything else.
Who?
Dembele?
that will be so no that will be so that would be so stupid considering the fact that we don't even have that Mbappe hasn't even won it yet, and
Mm,
he was doing numbers, more numbers than Yamil Lamal did when he was his age.
mm. But
Oh,
but
if Mbappe wins the World Cup or get close to it or has a exceptional run at this World Cup, he's going to get it.
Yeah, I mean and I would say if Messi if Messi didn't win the Ballon d'Or that year, Mbappe should have won it because his World Cup final performance is still one of the greatest things I ever watched.
it is.
We might have to save that
Yeah,
conversation because
that's
I
a
know
whole
it's
nother conversation.
Cameroonian too, so I know there's a little bit of that blood on there that has, Mbappe has to win it. I know where it's going, but hey, if
Fair.
he wins it, I'm happy. But
Yeah.
Mm.
Dembele will win it after he has a crazy run. But I think there's now. Oh, I don't think so. You're saying Egypt is also going to make it? Are we have it? Do we
Mm.
all say that Egypt is going to make it too?
I think it's a tight Egypt. It's Egypt and penalties are been in full time for me.
I'm gonna say Egypt. I say Egypt is gonna. I have. Egypt is the favorite. I will have them winning, but like I said, this is probably this lower left of the bracket is where we're gonna start seeing. We're gonna be seeing some things
Mm,
happen that we never thought we see. Like Benny can easily can somewhat give
mm.
Egypt a run for their money, and we probably would never expect it. But for
Eh,
now,
eh,
I
yeah.
lock him with Egypt.
If Benin comes and says, you know what, we're going to punch you in the face just like Mali did and all that, then Egypt is going to have a very bad time. So I think the physical aspect is going to be a
Mhm.
big one.
Hmm. True.
So Cote d'Ivoire
Burkina
and
Faso.
Burkina Faso, which
Burkina
this one
Faso.
is
Oh,
this one is
Faso.
Burkina Faso.
uh
Wa-
okay.
Watch, watch Burkina Faso just run all over Ivory Coast, man.
We have
Ooh,
not had a repeat winner of the AFCON since Egypt decided to rule the early 2000s.
okay.
And and Cote d'Ivoire they topped their group. They were not convincing
Yeah.
at
Not,
all. And
not at all,
Burkina,
because
yeah, and you could argue Burkina Faso, though they lose to Algeria, they
But
they held themselves well for that game. And so I think Burkina Faso against a team that hasn't played well yet, I would understand why anyone would pick them over the Elephants. Mind you, you might say the heart of the champion for the Elephants, they come in through. They're also 2 years older.
yeah.
And they're relying on what Ahmad to save them.
He has to have a magical game by himself. See.
Hmm. So I'm going with Burkina Faso here. No
All
hesitation.
right, all right. I knew
No,
as well.
I said Faso
Yeah.
as well, man.
Oscars is
Yeah,
running
Wow.
back.
yeah. I
Okay,
mean, look, it's Ivory Coast does not have a chance. The chance this time around. It will. I mean, the way I'm looking at the group stage right now, of course they had to tie against us, and they could, and they barely squeaked by against Mozambique. In my honest opinion, right now.
Mhm.
As for as for Burkina Faso, they did a great job. I mean, what they pulled against Equatorial Guinea when they were down 10 men, two
Mm.
goals in extra time, you cannot beat it, especially with one of their strikers, Georgie, Seattle Sounders.
that's my
No,
guy
but
right there.
only one eye. Yeah, man, only one
Yeah.
eye. I mean,
So
it's just amazing, amazing story to hear.
yeah, and it's fun. It's one of those. I think one of those good things that I think on my soapbox that MLS kind of fell into is that the boy was on every single television in the world representing Seattle Sounders and MLS. They could have ran with that and says, "Hey, world, MLS is here. Come and we can kind of do our thing." They
I'm
missed that
sorry.
part.
I'm sorry. Were you say what? Messi's playing at AFCON? Oh,
hey, hey, hey!
Oh,
He only takes African money. Anyways,
oh,
right?
okay.
Like,
You said the MLS, so I thought you went like the
hey,
Messi,
you know what?
Messi League Soccer. I thought that's what
He
we're
was
talking
on
about.
there and they talk about it. So, but that was my soapbox. But I think
Yeah.
one of the things that also in the Burkina Faso that I'm amazed, and I think I knew he's probably gonna remember. Do you remember a certain Traore,
Every Traore.
a lot of them.
Chelsea? Way I think what 15 plus years ago when he the transfer that was kind of weird where I guess there was a few paperwork that I guess was not too kosher, and then he had to be land over to another team. Do you
Ooh,
not
I gotta
remember
look
that
that
deal?
up because
Yeah.
that's a minute, dude. I would ask
Yes.
my friend Bradley. My friend Bradley would know more about the Chelsea roster than me.
You might want to check remember Traore, and I think he was one of the pillars of what Burkina Faso is now. So I was just amazed to see his progression of like the young, I think it's 17-year-old first that was he brought into Chelsea, and then I think there was a whole under 18 issues that I guess kind of had to move him out of Chelsea. And I think he was one of those things that what did we miss out, right? Because he has now shown that he can kind of control what with the younger squad from his team when in Burkina Faso and kind of show them the way to the AFCON. And then after that, we have some of those names, like Georgie and Osinu that also from MLS with, San Jose Earthquake that are doing something that a lot of people, you know, I don't think there's too many people that we knew who Burkina Faso was unless we mentioned them in the AFCON or it came up. So he's one of
Fair.
those feel good stories. So it's good to see you guys it will be interesting to see what Burkina Faso can do against Ivory Coast, especially when Saha is also there. So that's MLS against MLS. Look at that. Who
Oh
would have
yeah,
thought?
okay. I'm looking it up right now. Right now, it's a mess.
Yeah. You see that? Yes, that transfer was. But yes, and you see how it's at least it's showing that he had what Chelsea saw the talent was there. It's just that the paperwork was not kosher enough to make it through there. But where we're going now to the right side of the bracket, and I think that's probably the one that's has a few people talking.
Everyone's
So
talking.
the first one, and I know someone is paying close attention, is South Africa against Cameroon. I think this one is one of the big one of the round of 16.
And that game's at 2 o'clock on Sunday, man. Right at the church.
Hey, you can say your prayers. Okay, praise and worship will be hot.
They were like, "Oh, so where are all the South African and Cameroon? And they all went to church today. Everybody.
and they're all wearing just these similar colors. I just don't
Yes,
know
they're like,
why.
no. And they don't talk to each other when they're all best friends.
It's like a
That's
wedding.
AFCON.
South Africa on the left, some groom on the right. Yes.
So I do. So how you feeling about this matchup? Because someone gotta go home.
Nervous. This South African team is amazing. I mean, they still kept that fire alive. That fire alive even after their finals run in the last AFCON. And also the fact is they're one of those few African countries that have a very strong
Mm.
domestic league. Hence why most of the players are made up of people made out of the Kaiser Chiefs, in the Orlando Pirates, in the
Yeah, and
Atlanta.
not to cut you off, is their entire roster,
Oh yeah. Oh, the
but
Sundowns.
one. There's only
Yeah,
one.
Sundowns. Yeah, and Chiefs. Yeah.
Yes, and then it's one player, and he's from the Chicago Fire. The rest
Our
is
South
South
African
African
champion.
teams,
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember. Yeah, the Sundowns. They played in the Club World Cup as well.
and
They
they
were
kill it.
yeah. They were in that one game in Orlando that was lightning delayed for hours. Oh, that's what people are not going to tell.
Yeah, welcome to America.
That's what people are going to talk about, man. Those like what are we going to do with those lightning delays when they happen? You know?
Mm.
Oh
They're gonna
boy.
chant in the tunnels for 2.5 hours
Yeah, I
before.
know, right?
But yeah, so we know South Africa and Cameroon. Um, I know I want to ask you who you picked to go through because
I
Yeah.
we don't
mean,
want you to get in trouble with everybody else.
yeah,
Family. Family.
I am not trying to get in trouble with my community.
Yeah.
I am not trying to go. So I just there is problems in the Cameroon Federation. We already knew about before they started. It started. The manager surprisingly is the former manager of the local team that plays in my hometown in Bomenda, but at the same time,
It's like,
I'm just no, we can get through
should we
this
save him?
game,
Should we
man.
save him? so,
You
Yeah.
so
can
just to
you can pick.
save him, Quancy, what do you think about this game? Because
Oh
we're trying not to get our friend in trouble.
no, I'll give him a ledge to stand on and say this:
Oh,
they're playing the best goalkeeper on African soil,
yeah.
Ronan Williams, and probably the best unit of a team. Also, I'm trying to anger some other Concacaf nations that rhyme with Flexico. So South Africa to the world. Um, let's go. But yeah, I think on paper, this Cameroon side has bigger names and should go through on paper. But we've seen South Africa in AFCON's past play as a unit and get the result done. I think it's a close one. If you're Cameroon, you're hoping your talent pushes you over the edge and you don't go to penalties. Because if you go to penalties, Williams is making 2 saves. And the
Mhm.
question is, are you going to score enough or will you save enough that those saves don't matter?
Don't remind me of penalties, man.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah,
It's okay.
flashback.
Hey, I have nightmares over Ghana penalties, so it's okay. I'll live with you there. Just
Yeah,
don't
but
shoot.
We all have
man,
nightmares.
it gets Egypt on home. It gets Egypt beyond day, man. I would never forget.
Yep, we remember. But yeah, I think on the talent, if you go just by talent and recognition, it should be Cameroon winning this. But I just
Mm.
I I for whatever reason I trust South Africa more right now, so I'm going to go with South Africa, and hope that a result happens that I'll sleep well regardless. So South Africa, Bafana Bafana,
Uh,
we are here.
I knew. I'm sorry. I have to apologize in advance, but yeah, I think I got South Africa,
Just
and
the group
I
stage
think
was more consistent.
yes, and plus I think they also got ruined, or the other word, you know, by the referees with those crazy calls. They probably should have won that game and maybe have a better placement. So I think just the way they've played and continue to play, and Cameroon, there's also an MLS player also playing there. So I know, African is not liking this, but this is also another MLS run up where they each have a player in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't mind it.
But
I love it.
yeah, we'll do South Africa for.
I mean, to be
for it.
honest, I'm hoping they got some. I'm hoping MLS coach got scouts down there. I mean, I tell you.
If they don't, then they cannot complain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, Canadian League is kind of bankrupt, so they can't scout.
What, 700,000 loans? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Look, it was a good in confidence loan that will never be paid back, but whatever. Allegedly,
No BTS.
pursuing
But yes,
personal
so now we have the
Morocco
home
just
team.
Morocco.
Let's come on.
Wow.
Let's get to the game of the.
Okay. Everybody says the Maroc.
Morocco
Yeah, all right,
team.
I'm good.
Remember,
Tanzania, my apologies. You can't blame Ghana and Cameroon on there. So next up, we have
the Morocco team sack, bro. Listen,
yeah. But with who knows? Maybe AFCON, the juju of us, AFCON will do it.
If they did it, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I would.
Oh.
Like Tanzania would be. You would hear the noise pollution in East Africa all night.
Oh, the
Tanzania
Kenyans
will pack their Tanzania will park their stuff and they say we're going home. Our tournament is over. We won.
Free trip to the finals.
Yeah, we're going back to party.
Oh,
But yes, I think it's one of those. Yes, they're the favorite home team. They've been running, and Hakimi has not even played that much yet, except those few garbage
the
minutes.
last game, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they were just saving him for the important part.
Yep.
So yeah, I
And
think
him
once
and
they
Diaz,
unleash him, he's
on the right hand side. That's
yes.
done. Come on.
Real Madrid are licking their fingers right now there, and they'll be like, so where are we going to put him? Because he has to play, and a lot of minutes now.
Yeah.
And that means a few of those real players are also in trouble. They're like, oh snap, he might be going for my spot. So watch for Real Madrid. Some of them will have to leave because of how well he's playing. And if he goes far, no questions. Next one, Algeria against DR Congo.
That's the game of the weekend.
It's bad.
That's a big match, man. I mean, can Algeria assert that dominance? Like, can assert that dominance they had in the group stage against DR Congo? Can DR Congo take the momentum they had in the CAF playoffs into this? Because remember, they're trying to get this World Cup spot.
I agree. I had this discussion yesterday, and I made a CONCACAF comparison for DR Congo. I think DR Congo is much more talented, but if you look at their body of work in the last 5 years, DR Congo is Panama.
Okay.
Look at Panama's body of work, right? Nations League finals, Nations League semifinals twice, once in the finals. They've made the semifinals of the Gold Cup. They've made the finals of the Gold Cup. And everyone is talking about the other teams. Like it's Canada is always a darling. It's will the U.S. look good? Can Mexico fix them? And while all that's happening, Panama is just like, hey, we're in the semis again, and no one wants to take it seriously. DR Congo, 4 years ago, they fall to Morocco to fail to make the World Cup. The next AFCON, good run. They make the semifinals.
Oh yeah.
And then in the last AFCON, we forget about that. DR Congo were in the semifinals of the last AFCON, and then here If they don't choke against Senegal, they are on their way to the World Cup already. They have been stacking a body of work. It's just trophyless.
Yeah.
That's the problem. There's no, it's a lot of it's a lot of calories, but there's no result at the end. And so for them, it's not must win, but they can't go out here. They cannot go out at the round of 16, even if it's an Algeria side who have a more solid goalkeeping situation now. Shout out to Zizou and the offspring. I see you out there. But this DR Congo side has been consistently, if you want to say even quietly, there's a reason we call them Spurs, because they're always near the top, but when they have a moment to get it, capitulation. They cannot lose here. And so because of that, I'm choosing them to lose. No, I'm taking DRC over Algeria. They need I think for them, they need to be in the finals of this tournament, which means, hey, they have to go through possibly Nigeria again, but they need semifinals or bust. Is how I feel about this team.
Wow. Yeah, you don't give them much because pretty much
But,
anything. Yeah,
but the body
everybody
of
up.
work is there, right?
Yes.
They've been knocking on the door for the last 4 years. It's time to kick it open.
Yeah. If they were on the other side of the bracket, I probably would have given them a better chance. But
Agreed.
this one,
This is a murder bro for sure.
yes. So, anyway, I'll go ahead and let you. Anything additional for the Algeria DR Congo game?
Hmm. This is gonna be like I said. This gonna be another banger tonight. Man, it's gonna be another banger. That's the best part about this tournament. I mean, that's why Deadball TV said it best. There were literally 10 teams on this bracket where you can give an argument and they can win. They can win this whole competition, and DR Congo can be one of those teams considering what they're trying to do because they want to keep playing at a high level so they can get themselves ready for that intercontinental playoff in March.
There's no better way to be warm up than to have AFCON because
Yeah.
you know what you're missing and what you got with that.
Mm.
And I think for me, in this is a slice edge with DR Congo because of how physical and fast and how they've shown against they've Senegal's boogeyman because we always have to come back and beat them or tie. And then I think for me, Algeria is also a little bit of, we'll say, aging like team, right? Because they still need Mahrez to have a great game for him to play well.
Yeah,
He's doing his thing, but at the end of the day, is that DR Congo is like the stronger, more physical one too. I don't know if I've seen Algeria just yet. They're more technical compared to like DR Congo is like that big, strong African country, right? Like the old school Cameroon that came with the sports shirt with the arms popping out. That's what DR Congo reminds me of. Strong, no neck players that yes, they have the foot skills, but they also can run you over. And it will just take Algeria to have one of those great games to be able to maybe be more strategic to beat Congo. Because they have a lot running on for the next 6 months anyways for them.
Agreed. But still,
Yes.
it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a
Yes.
good game overall.
All right, so the last one, we have Nigeria against Mozambique. So, you know what? I'll let you, Kwasi, tell us how you feeling about this game. You don't have Nigeria winning, don't you?
Oh, don't look at me like don't treat me as if I'm that much of a hater. I'm not that much of a hater.
I tried.
Nigeria. I was talking with my best friend, and he made the argument that Nigeria have the best starting 11 in Africa, save for the goalie. And I'm like, yeah, that drops you. That drops you a lot, sir. It drops them a lot. But in terms of
They're
players,
starting 11?
That was his argument. His argument was in terms of where they are compared to the elites of those areas. He thinks Nigeria is a team that is their starting 11 minus the goalie is the best, should be one of the best in Africa.
Yeah, they didn't qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah. No,
Listen,
even
I
just looking at
listen.
the roster, I wouldn't say it. I know you didn't say it, but I wouldn't say they're starting 11. Um, and also,
Mhm.
prayers to the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, time having to lose his mom and dad
Yeah,
in a span of um, days.
yeah.
But yes, I
I
think we're gonna table the best 11 for
but
later.
agreed.
Yes.
But the point of the argument is this: they are too talented of a team for it not to look for it to look how it does.
Yeah.
Right? They are too talented for that. And so against a team like a Mozambique, who and this is the Nigeria is the ultimate never pick the big win, because when you pick them for the big win, it's a struggle 1-0. It is a struggle. Osman will hit two crossbars. Lookman will miss two top corners, and then it'll be a dribble off of Chukwueze. Uh, Musa will put it in, and then they'll be like, they won. They showed fighting spirit, and we're just like, you are frustrating me.
Yes.
So,
you
Ni-
you giving my you giving my uncle heartburn.
listen, yeah, listen. All the uncles have heartburn with Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
So, on
True.
paper, this should be them winning, no doubt. But this is
I mean,
AFCON, and because it's AFCON, I'm prepared for the struggle win. I am prepared for it.
Struggling.
The
well, I mean, I just hope one thing I just hope Nigeria does not play down to their competition, because that's how I look at it as, because remember, this is a Nigeria team, a best starting roster in Africa,
Exactly.
that has no World Cup,
Oh,
no intercontinental playoff. This is your bread and butter. You're not gonna play another competitive game until maybe September, maybe, or October. I don't know. It depends what country wants to come in and say, "Hey, I need you to play a friendly with us before the World Cup." But
that's still a friendly.
yeah, I know it's
Oh, they're
yeah.
gonna get that friendly. I think England's looking at them being like, we need to prepare for Ghana, so let's play
So
Nigeria.
let's just speak one of our other former colonies. All right.
Hey, hey, Commonwealth, meet
Oh,
you in
yeah.
Ontario. We'll be live.
Oh, look at you.
No, but I think to the point of the no competitive games is fair. They just did they do enough in this group stage for us to trust them wholeheartedly? They rebuilt their I think they for me they rebuilt the brand a bit, right? The
Mhm.
bridge is rebuilt slightly. It's not finished, okay? But you can see some wooden planks in the middle, and you can see a path forward, right? It's not just rope that you say you have to dangle your way through. I just the and this is not the hater in me. I want this to be very clear. I just I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop for them, because they haven't looked this good without having their backs against the wall. That's just the honest truth.
Which is the
They
wrong time to do that.
exactly. And so is it sustainable? It's not last AFCON where every game I literally was saying they can't keep getting away with this. They score one goal, and then Stanley makes enough saves, and then they make it to the final. I want to believe in this team because I want the best teams in Africa to perform like they're the best teams in Africa. But if I look at their body of work in the last 4 years, should I trust 3 wins in the group stage of AFCON, or should I trust struggles to beat Lesotho and Rwanda? I've seen more of the Lesotho than I've seen of the 3 convincing wins. And so I hope they can do it. I'm picking them to do it, but I'm also waiting for the shoe to drop.
All right.
So
I need
Lookman,
one last
prove me
call.
wrong. Lookman, prove me wrong, please. Okay, you need to, because Osimhen's going to get his chances. That's the thing we know. Osimhen's going to get his chances, but it's the secondary scoring that they need here. So
I know your take on the Nigeria against Mozambique.
I mean, I already said about Nigeria. Press is on, man. Don't play down to your competition now, because the moment you fail, we're coming after you, Nigeria.
If it fails, JJ
yeah,
Okosha will might put his boots back on and be like, you know what? Let me take care of it.
the
Kanu
apology
might
goes
come
back.
back. Kanu might come back and say, you know what? Let me take care of it. You know?
Not
They,
not only that, I want to see a DR Congo versus Nigeria quarterfinal.
Mm,
Mm.
knowing our luck, we'll get Algeria versus Mozambique.
Hey, you just put it in the air. And that will be the
This is
first
AFCON. This
AFCON.
is AFCON. The match be like, ooh, we could get this, and the next one's like,
Mm.
actually, it is the other thing. Oh,
No, but it's gonna be like AFCON. The script writes itself, right?
Hey, you know, doesn't matter who you are. But
that Lucas Zidane is something, isn't he? It's like, yes, yes, he is. Yes, he
look
is.
at hey,
Yeah, 3-1
Farwell
Mozambique.
just
Far
said
what?
3-1. It's now documented. We might have to come back to you. That means it's a commanding game. So I guess my question to you is that 3-1 a last 30 minutes of the game, or that's a 3-1 commanding game, right? Because I think usually the score when you see 3-1 or 2-0 or even 3-0, it kind of misled on how the game actually went, especially when it comes to African soccer, right? Because you could see where we'll say, oh, Senegal won 3-0, but it was not a convincing game.
Well, to answer that question, every Nigeria game is the same. They are dominant for 40 to 60 minutes, and then there's the stretch. Okay, there's that stretch from like 55 to minute 75. And in that stretch, the opposition get what you can get. They turn the engine off, they put it in neutral, and they let it roll down the hill. Brakes optional. Okay? And it's every game. And so if they get one there, cool. If they get two there, we're cooking with grease. If they get three there, I am fed for days. They could win the game, but I am fed for days.
He's
And so it's I think that's how the game will go. I think Nigeria will look great for moments. Then there's always going to be that stretch where all of a sudden Mozambique looks like they've rediscovered how to play football, and then they're just they're Nigeria's under the pressure and they don't know how to defend properly. And so for me,
uh,
that's how the game will go. And then it'll end what 2-1, 3-1, 4-2, something. They'll get a. It won't. I don't think it's a clean sheet.
Dude,
Not
it
a
would
all right.
just if Mozambique gets out of this game, just write it in blue lock for what I care. Just write into a manga.
Oh boy, that would be
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Mm. All right, so it looks like then we have Mali, Senegal, Egypt, Burkina Faso,
yes.
South Africa, minus one,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Minus one.
of
Mm.
course, Morocco,
Mhm.
DR Congo,
Mhm.
and Nigeria.
Yes.
So I'm going to go and update the list, and I'm going to put it as is, and then maybe make another list and make sure Anu gets the correct one, which is Cameroon above South Africa.
Hmm.
I'm rooting for you. I am. I really hope that you guys can pull it
Yeah,
off.
you're the only one rooting for him because your team's not here. I cannot. We
No, thank you for reminding me. I appreciate that. No, that's good. What are friends for? Really? What are
hey,
friends for?
you gotta keep reminding you, right?
Hey,
You know,
During good time, bad times, we're still there.
hey, look. In the words of expressions, We
Uh
have bigger fish to fry.
And you know what, Mo, like I probably deserved it for going, after Nigerians when they're fresh in the chat. Like I deserve that.
and then
So
bam, Nigeria.
listen,
Just don't say Nigeria 3 times. They might show up at your house. Knock knock.
I know,
What
man.
did you say? But
nah, but this round 16 will be nice.
it will be fun. And also make sure that you like, subscribe to all of our channels because, we are making a lot of fun to the AFCON because this is our warm up for a awesome 2026 year because there's a lot of soccer/football. Um,
Mm.
so before we go, African, let them know where we can find you and, listen to your hot takes when it comes to Nigerian soccer.
Okay, so again, I'm not a hot take artist. Okay, I consistently dog on Nigeria. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, they get tired after 60 minutes. Good substitutions to coach are very crucial. I would agree with you. Also, proper implementation of players would do well as well. But I'm not going to hate on Eric Shell. Eric Shell has done what he can with this group. I think it's on the players, and that means it has to be on the coach to get the most out of them. But for where you can find me, Africans, 3 A's on the ands there, um, on all platforms except for TikTok. On TikTok, it's Africans, so A3 cans, 3 A's there. I just got that going. We might rebrand everything to Africans too, just because it'll be easier to find for some people. But yeah, we have stuff there for people who aren't looking for just African content. I have a year in review for the Canadian men's national team as well as the Canadian women's national team that are on the channel and podcast. So you can take a look at those, give your takes on what you thought about Canada soccer, both the good, the bad, and the mid. Which is really it's the title of one of them, the good, the bad, and the mid of the year. And so that's there as well. And all things. We're going to try to get a recap of every quarterfinal or every round of 16 games at about 5 p.m. Eastern time every day for the next couple of days. So after the games, you want someone to talk about it, just want to see me talk about it, or you want to interact, hop on the channel for everyone who wants to check that out. I'm going to put it in the chat too. So if any of you guys want to hop on, talk about what you've seen, you are always more than welcome. It's the same link that's there before, but we'll do that. So that's going to happen for after all the round of 16 games. And then from there, we'll look at it as JD will definitely be there for the Nigeria game. Behave, Mo. Behave. Behave.
I
Okay.
always behave.
It's what happens when you put a Senegalese, a Jamaican who lives in Belgium, and a Canadian African on the same chat. Vibes, just straight vibes, straight
I know you
vibes.
don't want to miss it. It was fun.
It's always fun. So
I
yeah,
didn't tell him. Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, but that's where you can find me, and I'll pass
Yes.
on to Anu there.
Yeah, you can find me in downloadable underscore 17 on Instagram. I also part of Footy Ranch, and me and my friend TK where we recap all the AFCON action, and also a few takes here and there, especially with the latest Blueco clownery that's happening right now at Chelsea.
Yeah.
That video is going to come out soon. I just need to let it sit for a minute. And then also the Atlanta Blues CFC on Instagram. We're one of the biggest Chelsea supporters groups in the Southeast, and make a follow if you want to find out where we do our games at. Follow us.
Absolutely. So we have full-blown African coverage from Canada, St. Louis, Missouri, all the way to Atlanta. We cover it all, and then sprinkle a little bit of Canadian soccer, Chelsea, of course, and St. Louis soccer. But with that said, and the last thing, make sure you go and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that I'm trying to reach 2,500 followers. I am 98 away before the kickoff of the finals. So let's make that happen. And then after that, who knows?
True.
what kind of celebration we're going to have. But with that said, this is the round of 16 of the African Cup of Nations. It was a fun one, and hopefully when we come back, we all get to smile and enjoy our team winning, except the one that has not qualified for it.